Antugrow is an agri-data intelligence company, and what we do is we help farmers secure credit based on the performance of their farms. We have a few different platforms that enable farmers to do this. So the first platform that farmers will interact with is the Antugrow Farm Advisor that enables them to know what to grow, where, and how to grow it efficiently. And then the second platform that farmers interact with is the Antugrow Shambani platform. Shambani is Swahili for farm, for at the farm actually. And what that platform allows farmers to do is to manage their farms digitally, get insights and analytics about their farms, and then do record keeping on farm. So the combination of insights and analytics on farm through satellite and IoT technology is what enables us to compute a farm performance score for them and use that as evidence to help them secure credit from lenders. Antugrow was founded as a research company in agriculture. And that was by Antugrow's founder and my friend and business partner, Eddie. How that then started off was working with government and with other agencies to research and publish research about the agriculture space in Kenya. And back then, the big realization was we had little pockets of data everywhere, but nobody really coming to put it all together into one place and give that to farmers and those that need it at a cost that would match their pockets, essentially. Second problem is record keeping. The reason that there is not a whole lot of data together is because farmers struggle to keep actual formal records, okay? So they are either storing these records on their phone or memory or passing it down from, playing it by ear. Yeah, so that's also a big problem. And then the problem that these two now bring is a problem of financing, because without the right data and the right records, you don't know how much money you're putting into your farm, you don't know if you're profitable, if you need to cut your losses, and you can't secure funding from lenders because you have nothing to take to them as essentially a show of ability to pay back.
I'm a third generation farmer, and so this was my granddad's farm. Passed it to my dad, and my mom picked it up. My grandfather was able to build a stone house. He was the first man in this village to build a stone house. He had a vehicle, and he had 13 children who he was able to take to school. The same farm, more trees, and we are struggling to manage it. And so my vision is to see it optimally produce and optimally earn, so that we are able to earn a sustainable income from this farm.
The biggest challenge was finances, because coffee is normally capital and labor-intensive project. Without inadequate capital, it may be a bit difficult for you to do coffee as it is expected. And that is the reason why most people abandoned coffee those years. Every month, you should be doing something. If you're not pruning, you're harvesting. If you're not harvesting, you're weeding. If you're not weeding, you're applying the necessary chemicals to protect the coffee from the diseases and from the insects that infest the coffee berries. Again, the other problem is coffee is paid twice. Like if you take the coffee to the factory, you harvest between October and December, that payment will come in from May, because it's a long process before that coffee is sold, so you get your payment in May. It's a bit difficult as a farmer to be doing something on your farm. So it is not a crop that you enjoy payment monthly, and so for the monthly needs of the farm, it's a bit hard to manage.
Most farmers who do not use technology will typically not do soil testing, they'll not understand, they will basically feel how their soil is performing. But what technology allows you to unlock, like satellite technology, through multispectral imaging and what you're doing also with IoT sensors, is know exactly what the nutritional value of your soil is, know exactly how much water is in your soil, then predictively know what to do next. And we do that ourselves in-house, right? So what we then empower the farmer to do is to know, hey, this is how I'm performing and this is how I can perform better. This is how my farm is now. This is how it could be a week or a month from now if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So younger farmers understand this. Now, with older farmers, we realize it's a bit more difficult for them to uptake technology. And that's why we developed the Farm Advisor tool. Because the Farm Advisor tool just takes in 4 parameters. It takes in your location, it takes in the crop you are growing or you want to grow, it takes in whether you irrigate it or whether you depend on rainfall, and takes in your phone number for verification, and then gives you all the parameters you need to know about your soil and what you need to do to the farm to expect to get a certain harvest, and the ability to engage with an agronomist, which is easy enough for any farmer with at least a smartphone to interact with.
What we realized when we engaged with the Antugrow team is that they had already built a platform that was able to capture this data, visualize it, and they have this dashboard that helps you consume it and make decisions. To do modern farming, we require data. So we've decided to lean heavily on the data side to help us understand what we're doing. Currently, most like how my mom and dad did it, they were doing it blind, zero data. Now that we have this farm, we have to start from a place of getting to know what we're dealing with. So understanding the farm, understanding the data, how much data can we capture, both above ground and below ground, and using this data to improve the productivity of our trees. And by improving the productivity of our trees, it will allow us to earn more and improve our quality of lives.
We have been privileged enough to work with some amazing institutions within Kenya and across the globe. So for example, we recently got an award by the World Bank in the Data for Soil Health Challenge that was bringing startups within Africa to see how they could solve for problems pertaining farmers. We are working with the Kenya Space Agency as well, who have been great mentors for us, both in providing us with the technical know-how to work within the space, and as well enabling us to get the right data that we need. For Kenyans, agriculture is such a powerful tool. It is an extremely powerful tool. It is the backbone of our economy, basically. And that powers our communities. It is what enables money to change hands. And so without unlocking value for farmers, it's very difficult for things like that to continue. And unfortunately, with how climate continues to change, how it's very difficult to predict the state of the economy, we really need to go back to our roots and make it easier for farmers to practice their craft. Make it easier for them to know what to do and provide them with the money to unlock that value and enable them to make profits from their ventures. And that way then we allow for more money to be put into the economy, more kids to go to school. Because most Kenyans are not in Nairobi and in the cities. Most Kenyans are in the villages, in the small towns, in the places where agriculture is an actual a real economic activity that is what puts food on their table.